in your career, who was the hardest guy, defensive lineman, that gave you the hardest time out there?
Cora, I had the opportunity to play against Reggie White in college, at the USFL, and in the NFL. Bar none, there's not a more powerful player that I've ever played against in my life in a game conditions than Reggie White. But I will tell you this, because in our training camp practices, we went live. I never went to practice comfortable because of practicing against Steve McMichael. And I think we all know what he's going through these days with the ALS. But Steve McMichael was the most important guy I ever played against on a daily basis than anybody in my career. I remember getting yelled at in front of the press by Ditka because Steve was just beating my butt in practice. And so when I think about the games and I think a guy like Reggie White that stands above and beyond everybody else, but on a daily basis of going to practice against McMichael, it was a couple weeks before the Super Bowl. We were down in Atlanta practicing for the Super Bowl. So it was the first time that I ever benched 500 pounds. I had 495 on there, which is just 5 45-pound plates on each side. And all of a sudden these doors bust open like a cowboy, like a saloon. And Steve looks at it, he goes, "Put the 2.5s on each side, you sissy." So I got up, put the 2.5s on each side. That made it 500. I was able to complete the bench. And it was really the inspiration of Steve from the practice field into the weight room that, you know, he was larger than life to me because he was older than me. He had more experience. He was super serious about the business of football. So I appreciate the influence that he had on me in my football life.